A massive data breach has once again drawn global attention to Russia's defense industry and its expanding network of international military partnerships. According to files allegedly stolen from the state-owned conglomerate Rostec, Moscow has been quietly arranging the export of some of its most advanced combat aircraft to Iran, Algeria, and Ethiopia. The documents, published online by the hacker group Black Mirror on October 3, appear to include internal correspondence, delivery timetables, and payment structures for contracts involving the Sukhoi Su-57, Su-35, and Su-34 aircraft. While the authenticity of the material has not been independently verified, analysts say its structure and content are consistent with previously reported details about Russia's export negotiations and industrial strategies. The scale and scope of the alleged deals are remarkable, particularly at a time when Russia's defense sector is under heavy international sanctions and its domestic industry is stretched by the ongoing war in Ukraine. If accurate, the leak shows that Moscow is pushing forward with a parallel agenda, sustaining its domestic production needs while simultaneously securing new export contracts that reinforce its geopolitical partnerships outside the Western sphere. According to the leaked data, Iran has ordered 48 Su-35 multirole fighters, Algeria has purchased 12 Su-57 fifth-generation stealth aircraft and 14 Su-34 fighter bombers, while Ethiopia has signed for 6 Su-35s. Such agreements would represent some of the most significant Russian aircraft exports since 2022, suggesting that despite political isolation, Russia continues to find eager buyers among nations seeking to modernize their air forces without relying on Western suppliers. The Su-35 and Su-57, in particular, are high-value platforms. The Su-35, an advanced iteration of the Su-27 family, combines long-range capabilities with sophisticated avionics, radar systems, and powerful thrust-vectoring engines, making it a formidable fourth-generation plus fighter. The Su-57, meanwhile, is Russia's flagship stealth aircraft, a fifth-generation design meant to rival America's F-22 and F-35. Its export potential has long been in question due to production delays, high costs, and limited operational experience, but if Algeria truly intends to acquire 12 of them, it would mark the first confirmed international order for the aircraft. For Russia, that would be a critical milestone, symbolically validating years of investment into its most ambitious aerospace project. Iran's inclusion in the leaked list carries particularly weighty implications. Tehran has long sought to modernize its aging air force, still reliant on pre-revolution American jets and a patchwork of Soviet-era fighters. Western embargoes have effectively blocked the country from acquiring advanced military aviation technology for decades. The purchase of nearly 50 Su-35s, if it proceeds, would transform Iran's air capabilities and strengthen its regional power projection. Analysts note that Iran's partnership with Russia has deepened significantly since 2022, with both countries under Western sanctions and increasingly aligned politically and militarily. Iran's delivery of drones and other equipment to Russia for use in Ukraine has reportedly been reciprocated by Moscow's willingness to transfer advanced military technologies, including aircraft, missile systems, and training. Algeria's involvement, by contrast, fits a longer historical pattern. The North African state has been one of Moscow's most consistent arms customers for decades, maintaining a large inventory of Russian-made tanks, aircraft, and air defense systems. Reports that Algiers has been negotiating for the Su-57 have circulated since before the pandemic, and the leak seems to reinforce those claims. If Algeria receives these stealth aircraft between 2024 and 2026 as the documents suggest, it will become the first non-Russian operator of the Su-57, a move that could shift the balance of regional airpower and further solidify its role as the most capable air force in North Africa. In addition, the inclusion of Su-34 bombers points to a desire for deeper strike capabilities, suggesting that Algeria aims to diversify its fleet beyond air superiority and into long-range precision attack missions. Ethiopia's case is more surprising but not entirely implausible. The East African nation has expressed interest in modernizing its air force in recent years, and its previous use of Russian aircraft, including Su-27s, makes the Su-35 a logical upgrade. 6 units may not appear significant in number, but for Ethiopia's defense budget and regional requirements, such a purchase could represent both a modernization step and a political statement of closer ties to Moscow. The leak's reference to Ethiopia underscores Russia's growing strategic engagement in Africa, where it has sought to expand its presence through arms sales, training programs, and security cooperation. The timing and production details contained in the documents provide additional insight into Russia's defense planning. Equipment for Iran's Su-35s is scheduled for delivery between 16 and 48 months after advance payments are made, which would place the main production and assembly phases between 2024 and 2026 if initial payments were completed in 2022. The documents also suggest that Rostec subsidiary KRET, a key manufacturer of electronic warfare and avionics systems, is heavily involved in the contracts. This indicates that the exported aircraft will feature export-optimized systems rather than the full suite of capabilities used by the Russian Air Force, a common practice in arms sales designed to protect sensitive technologies while still offering competitive performance. The broader context of the leak points to a dual challenge for Russia's defense industry. On one hand, it must maintain output for its ongoing military operations in Ukraine. On the other, it needs to honor export contracts that are essential for foreign currency inflows and political leverage. The Rostec documents hint at a highly coordinated production schedule designed to balance both objectives, with electronic subsystems, logistics networks, and component manufacturing distributed across multiple subsidiaries and partner facilities. The leak even references sanction evasion logistics, an element that, if true, underscores the extent to which Russia's defense sector has adapted to operating under Western restrictions. Western intelligence agencies and defense analysts have yet to confirm the authenticity of the leak, and Rostec has not commented publicly on the matter. However, many experts note that the details align closely with known elements of Russia's export strategy. Moscow has been transparent about its desire to pivot toward non-Western markets, particularly in Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, where sanctions enforcement is weaker and where Russian weapon systems are often viewed as cost-effective alternatives to Western designs. The prospective deals with Iran, Algeria, and Ethiopia, if confirmed, would exemplify that pivot, reinforcing Russia's status as a key arms supplier to states seeking greater military autonomy from NATO-aligned powers. The potential geopolitical effects of these deals are considerable. For Iran, acquiring the Su-35 could dramatically alter the air power equation in the Middle East, challenging regional rivals such as Israel and Saudi Arabia. For Algeria, fielding the Su-57 would place it at the forefront of stealth aviation in Africa and the Mediterranean region. For Ethiopia, the Su-35 could enhance deterrence and assert its position as one of East Africa's dominant military powers. For Russia, these deals would symbolize resilience, proof that despite sanctions and global criticism, it remains capable of producing and exporting some of the world's most sophisticated aircraft. Ultimately, the Rostec leak, whether authentic or not, has opened a window into the opaque world of international arms trading and the shifting alliances that shape it. It reveals how, even under intense economic and political pressure, Russia continues to pursue its long-term strategic goals through defense exports. The alleged contracts underscore a simple reality: in a world divided by sanctions and competing blocs, military technology remains one of the most powerful currencies of influence. If these deals proceed as described, the coming years could see not only a new generation of Russian aircraft in foreign skies but also a reconfiguration of military partnerships stretching from the Middle East to Africa, a quiet but profound reshaping of global airpower politics.